The Last Fire of Persia, a historical fiction novel inspired by the rise and fall of empires. Hook, opening scene. The fire had been burning for over 1,000 years, and tonight, it was about to die. Arman stood alone in the temple, staring at the sacred flame. Outside, the sky burned red, not with sunset, but with war. The empire of kings, once ruled by legends, was collapsing. Some said it was fate. Others said it was betrayal. But Arman knew the truth. History wasn't falling. It was being rewritten. Chapter 1. The Shadow of Kings, 651 CE. The wind carried dust across the ruins of Ctesiphon, the heart of a dying empire. Once, this land had belonged to kings who ruled half the world. From the time of Cyrus the Great, who built one of the largest empires in history, Persia had stood as a symbol of power and culture. But now, the great Sasanian Empire was crumbling. Arman pulled his cloak tighter as he walked through the broken city. He was no soldier, no noble, just the son of a forgotten priest. Yet fate had chosen him. Inside his satchel was a scroll, ancient, forbidden, and dangerous. A secret that kings had died to protect. Chapter 2.
The boy who should not exist. Years earlier. Arman had been born during a storm. His mother died that same night. The priests whispered that he was cursed. Others said blessed. His father, a Zoroastrian fire priest, raised him inside the sacred temple, where the eternal flame burned without rest. "You must understand something," his father once told him. "Empires do not die from outside enemies." Arman frowned. "Then how do they die?" His father looked into the fire. "They die from within." Chapter 3. The Fall of a Civilization. By the time Arman turned 16, everything had changed. The old gods were fading. The armies were losing. And from the south, a new force had risen. Swift, unstoppable. The Arab armies. Within years, Persia would fall under Islamic rule, transforming its culture, language, and identity forever. Cities surrendered. Kings fled. Fire temples were abandoned. But Arman's temple still stood. And hidden beneath it was something the invaders were searching for. Chapter 4. The Secret Beneath the Fire. The night his father died, he left behind one message: protect the truth, not the empire. At first, Arman didn't understand, until he discovered the hidden chamber beneath the temple. Inside were relics older than the empire itself, dating back to the earliest Persian civilizations, long before kings and wars defined the land. And in the center, a sealed stone box. Chapter 5. The box that should never be opened. Arman hesitated. The air felt heavy, as if history itself was watching. When he finally opened the box, he realized something terrifying. The scroll inside wasn't just history. It was proof. Proof that the fall of Persia was planned. Chapter 6. The Betrayal of Empires. The scroll spoke of alliances, betrayals, and secrets buried by kings. It revealed that Persia's enemies didn't just defeat it in battle. They weakened it from within. Civil wars, corruption, power struggles. The empire had been collapsing long before the first enemy arrived. Exactly as history records, internal instability helped pave the way for conquest. But the scroll went further. It named names, and one of them was still alive. Chapter 7. The hunt begins. By morning, the temple was surrounded.
Arman had been discovered. The scroll was no longer a secret, and now everyone wanted him dead. Chapter 8. Blood in the Ashes. The temple gates shattered before sunrise. Arman didn't wait to see who entered. He already knew. The sound of iron boots against stone echoed like a death sentence. He grabbed the scroll, his hands trembling, not from fear, but from the weight of what it contained. Truth. And truth was more dangerous than any sword. The sacred fire flickered violently, as if it too sensed the end. A voice thundered through the temple. "Bring me the boy." Arman froze. That voice. He had heard it before. Not in person, but in the scroll. Chapter 9. The Man in the Scroll. General Rostam Vardanis. A name whispered in fear even among soldiers. Once a loyal commander of the Persian army, he had vanished during the final years of the empire's collapse. Some believed he died in battle. Others claimed he betrayed the empire. But the scroll told a different story. It named him as one of the architects of Persia's fall. A man who didn't just watch history collapse, he helped break it. And now, he was here. Chapter 10. The Fire Test. Arman turned toward
The sacred flame. His father's voice echoed in his memory. Fire reveals truth, but it also destroys lies. With no time left, Arman did the unthinkable. He held the scroll over the fire. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, hidden ink began to appear. Symbols, maps, names. The real message had been concealed all along. And now, Arman understood. The scroll wasn't meant to be read. It was meant to be revealed. Chapter 11. The Hidden Map. At the center of the scroll was a map, ancient, detailed, and unlike anything Arman had ever seen. It pointed not to a city, but to a place long erased from memory. A hidden archive. A vault of knowledge buried before even the great kings ruled. A place that could rewrite everything known about Persia's past. And if it fell into the wrong hands, history itself would be controlled. Chapter 12. Face to face with betrayal. The temple doors burst open. General Rostam stepped inside.
He was older than Arman expected, his armor worn, his face marked by time and war. But his eyes, cold, sharp, unforgiving. "You've seen it, haven't you?" Rostam said, calmly. Arman said nothing. Rostam smiled slightly. "Your father made the same mistake." Chapter 13. The Truth No One Wanted. "You think this is about betrayal?" Rostam continued. "This empire was already dead." Arman clenched his fists. "You helped destroy it." Rostam shook his head. "No. I ended its suffering." He stepped closer. "The kings were weak. The nobles were corrupt.
The people were divided." His voice hardened. "I didn't betray Persia. I saved what was left of it." Chapter 14. The Choice. Rostam extended his hand. "Give me the scroll, and I will spare your life." Outside, soldiers waited. Inside, the fire burned. Arman looked at the map, at the truth, at the future. Then he made a decision that would change everything. He threw the scroll into the flames. Fire. Rostam's expression finally changed. For the first time, fear. The scroll burned, but not completely. The hidden ink, revealed by fire, refused to vanish. Instead, it burned brighter, as if the truth itself could not be destroyed. Arman realized something in that moment. The secret was no longer in the scroll. It was in him. Escape from the fallen empire. Arman ran, through smoke, through chaos,
through the collapsing temple. Arrows struck the stone around him. Shouts echoed behind him. But he didn't stop. Because now, he wasn't just running for his life. He was running to protect history itself. Chapter 17. The journey begins. By nightfall, Arman stood on a hill overlooking the ruins of what was once the greatest empire in the world. The fire temple was gone. The past was gone. But the truth remained. And somewhere far beyond the desert, the hidden archive awaited. Chapter 18. The first clue. As Arman rested, something strange happened. The symbols from the scroll began to appear on his skin. Faint, glowing, alive. The map had not just been revealed, it had chosen him.